In this tutorial, I'll be telling you about how to divide a fraction by a whole number. Okay, you should know that fraction consists of a numerator and a denominator. And fractions, by fraction, we mean that we are dividing a whole into its parts. Like if I say that 1 by 2, so that means the whole of 1 is being divided into two parts. Okay, and all of these parts are supposed to be of equal sizes. Then you say that the whole is divided equally into two parts. So if I use one of the parts of the whole, that means that I'm using 1 by 2. 1 by 2 of a whole. But what happens when you have to divide a fraction by a whole number? For example, you can see this example in which 8 is being divided by 1 by 2. Now 1 by 2 here is a fraction, whereas 8 is a whole number. Now let's suppose if you have 8 such wholes and you have to divide each of those wholes into half. How are you going to do this? You can, if you start adding them, what would be the answer of that? If you start adding these parts, you'll get to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That the answer is 16. But how do we do this? Whenever we are dividing any whole number by a fraction or a whole number or a fraction by a whole number, what we try to do is how we try to solve it. We just flip the fractions in such way, and we convert this division side into multiplication when we are doing it mathematically. That this flips. Okay, right now it is 1 by 2. When you flip it, whenever you're changing the sign from division to multiplication, the next fraction will be flipped. How do we flip it? That the denominator will become the numerator, whereas the numerator will take the place of the denominator. So how would this happen? And why we are doing it? Because we have reversed the sign from division to multiplication. Now it is going to be 2 by 1. Or whenever a whole number is written, you say that it is being divided by 1 because the whole number represents that it is a whole, that is it's a single part. So that is why whenever a whole number is written, you say that it is being divided by 1. So 8 times 2 will give you the answer 16. Now, for instance, if I use another example, let's try doing this by another. Let's say I say that 1 by 2 divided by 3. Now, remember the question, what it says. The question means that half. Now, for instance, if you have half a pizza and half pizza consists of 3, you have to divide them equally between 3 people. Now, how many pizza you have? You have half pizza. Now you have to divide them equally between 3 people. Then you have to tell me that what would be the portion. How would you divide it? Now 1 by 2, mathematically how we do it? Again, we try to we change the sign from division to multiplication, and here we say that it is 3 by 1. Here we say it is 3 by 1. Now when we flip it, remember I told you whenever you're changing the sign from division to multiplication, that means you're reversing the operation. So for reversing the operation, what you have to do, you have to flip the fraction. That means the numerator now becomes the denominator, whereas the denominator becomes the numerator. 1 by 3. Okay, now 1 is being multiplied by 1 and 2 is being multiplied by 3. So you say that the answer becomes 1 by 6. So if you have to divide half a pizza between 3 children, that means each person you have to divide that half pizza into 6 equal portions, and one child will get 1/6 of the portion. This is what how we divide using of when you have to divide a whole number by a fraction. Thank you.